Atlanta continues to own the offensive glass here in the fourth quarter. Great.
You failed. Loser! I don't even play basketball and I would have made that shot. And even if I didn't make that shot, I'd have did something funny. You know, I'd have did something funny. Came up and was like, hey, let's all do this whole code hand point.
With just 35% from three after a couple years in the 40s. Howard misses that.
Howard or Alicia Gray, I think Ryan Howard, airballs a shot to win the game late. It lands in Angel Reese's lap, and collectively the whole world said, yeah, she ain't making that. Collectively, the whole world said, oh, Angel Reese has it? Oh, and it's a layup? Yeah, she's bricking that. And lo and behold, point blank range to win the game, we get a classic Angel Reese pray up.
Reese had every chance to be the hero of this game, and instead, she ended up being the punchline of it. That is not an exaggeration. That is exactly what happened on the floor between the Indiana Fever and the Atlanta Dream. And by the time the final buzzer sounded, Reese was not celebrating a win.
Laughing at Angel Reese after she missed a wide open layup for the win.
Quarter, great board, just could not convert it.
Was pushed under the hoop just enough to not have a great angle to OT.
Standing under the rim with her hands on her head while Caitlin Clark walked past her, smiling, on her way to yet another statement victory. If you want to understand why this rivalry refuses to cool off, this one game gives you the entire blueprint in 95 minutes of basketball, and it is packed with enough twists that even people who do not follow the WNBA closely were talking about it by the next morning.
You had me laughing at you, girl. I told you, Angel Reese is a pure bum, the worst kind. Angel Reese is the type to steal the trash off your curb and try to see if she can go put it in her refrigerator. The girl can't make a layup to save her life. She missed like 7 layups in the first quarter. Meanwhile, me, the GOAT, Caitlin Clark, I'm putting on shows every single night. 26 points, 9 assists. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever humiliate Angel Reese. Or maybe Angel Reese just humiliated herself. As the Indiana Fever go on to win 29 points, 9 assists.
At the point where things actually turned physical. Because this did not begin as some heated back and forth between two players who already hate each other. It started with Reese getting cooked on defense. Plain and simple. Midway through the first quarter, Clark pulled up from deep off the dribble with Reese draped all over her, contesting as tightly as she possibly could, and the shot fell anyway, clean through the net.
Because she was crap in this game. A bag of crap. She was awful. Angel Reese was terrible. Speaking of terrible, Angel Reese never beating the allegations. This was to open the game.
With Reese leaking out, finds her.
Lee Sheet. That was awful. Wow, that was awful. One more good time. It did a... Yeah. Yikes. Holy moly.
Kind of moment that can quietly get under a defender's skin, even if nobody watching realizes it in the moment. You do everything right defensively, you contest the shot with good position, and the ball still goes in. For a competitor like Reese, who prides herself on being physical and disruptive, that has to sting a little.
Laughing at Angel Reese for missing the game-winning layup! Helen Keller could have made the layup! It was the fucking second layup that she missed. She missed a wide open drive in the first quarter, and then she misses the game-winning layup. And then, of course, we have the halftime crew just glazing Angel Reese, making it seem like she's a better player than Kelsey Mitchell, making it seem like she's a better player than Caitlin Clark. And Angel Reese with the total brick of a three-pointer. No wonder why they left her wide open. Misses the layup. And look of disappointment on both her coach and teammates' face when she missed the game-winning layup. At least Angel was honest at halftime with Holly. I was a little bit impressed by that, where she was like, hey, I am playing like shit right now. I really got to step it up. I will say she is good on defense. She's always good on defense. She's a rebound machine, but she shouldn't shoot the ball so much. This photo just like...
Possessions later, Ryan Howard's shot went up and missed, and both Reese and Clark went scrambling for the loose ball underneath the basket. That is when Reese, instead of just using her body to box out like a normal rebounding battle, shoved her forearm straight into Clark's neck to keep her away from the ball. Not a bump. Not incidental contact from two players jumping at the same time and colliding on the way down. A clear, deliberate shove to the neck, the kind of move that gets flagged in almost any other physical contest without a second thought. And this did not happen in a crowd or off in a corner where officials could claim they missed the angle. It happened directly in front of two referees standing right there in the paint, in full view, under bright arena lighting, with cameras from multiple angles catching every second of it.
Howard misses that one, out of bounds, and it will be Indiana basketball. 4:10 to go in the first, and the Fever lead by 2.
Oh, let's go to Angel Reese clocking Caitlin Clark right in the throat hole.
With just 35.
Right here, you're going to watch. There she gets her in the neck, and there she gets her in the throat. Yeah. What are we doing? Neck, throat.
Immediately turned to the officials with her arms out, practically begging for the whistle. Anybody watching at home could see it plain as day. She got hit in the neck fighting for a basketball, which is about as textbook a foul as it gets in any level of this sport. And the referees just stood there. No whistle, no review, nothing at all. Reese got away with it clean, and she knew it too, because she did not even bother to check if a call was coming her way. She just turned around and kept playing like nothing had happened, jogging back up the floor with the same expression she would have had after a routine defensive rebound.
How she hit Caitlin in the neck? Look, watch it. First time, look, second time. Bro, like, what are we doing? And then the refs act like they didn't see it. Like, bro, the refs...
Reaction online was immediate, and it was not kind to Reese. Clips of the shove spread across social media within minutes, racking up hundreds of thousands of views before halftime had even arrived. Fans who normally try to stay neutral in this rivalry, the ones who insist they just want to watch good basketball without picking a side, could not find a way to defend what they had just watched. One fan put it bluntly, saying, Reese is not a rebounder when she has to actually use technique and positioning. She is a player who grabs and shoves when the ball does not bounce her way. Another fan pointed out something that made the whole situation sting even more, noting that just minutes earlier, Clark had scored right over Reese's best contest, so the shove looked less like a hustle play gone wrong and more like frustration boiling over in real time. Whatever the actual motivation was, the pattern fans have grown used to seeing from Reese in this matchup was on full display again. Physical, aggressive, and sitting just outside the boundaries of a clean basketball play.
Clark is ridiculous, man, and in my opinion, she's the MVP right now. I mean, this performance by her was just insane, and look at this three right away in Angel Reese's face.
The switch on Reese will fire. Hey!
It's really obvious that these two do not...
The thing about that kind of gamesmanship, though, it only works if it actually changes the outcome of the game. And on this night, it did not change a single thing in Reese's favor. She spent the rest of the first half struggling to find any kind of offensive rhythm, missing shot after shot in the paint that she normally converts without much trouble at all. By the time the dust settled on her shooting night, she had gone 0 for 6 to start the game and finished 5 for 16 from the field overall. A genuinely rough shooting performance for a player who built her entire reputation on efficiency and physicality around the rim. She still fought hard for boards and finished with 14 rebounds and 6 assists, so it is not as though she disappeared from the box score completely. But the aggression that fueled that neck shove clearly was not translating into made buckets, and Clark, seemingly unaffected by any of it, just kept doing exactly what she came there to do.
Let's break. She sucks from 3. Boom! Whoa! Angel Reese on a layup. Can't score it. She stinks. Look at all these layups missed. The girl is awful. The girl is garbage. Here she comes. I'm going full court. Hey, boom! Get that out of here. She sucks. Here comes Angel Reese coming down the lane again. Uh-oh, spinning and missing another layup. It's missing another layup. Here we go. She's looking for fouls. Here we go. Down low. Uh-oh, I'm spinning. I'm missing another layup. The girl is horrible. The girl is terrible at the game. Here we come. Coming down the lane. Here we go. I lost it out of bounds. Down low again. Another layup opportunity. And she missed it. She's terrible. Here we go for 3. Clang. Here we go. Game on the line. Uh-oh, I can win it. smoked the layup. Then Naz Hillman follows up and smokes the layup. I mean, you starting to rub off on the other people.
Forward to the fourth quarter, and this game had turned into an absolute battle down the stretch. Alicia Gray was putting together a career night for Atlanta, eventually finishing with a career-high 32 points, and the Dream kept clawing their way back every single time Indiana tried to pull away and put the game out of reach. With the score tied at 81 and the clock bleeding down towards 0, Ryan Howard fired up a three-point attempt that missed off the front rim. Reese, fighting for the ball with Aaliyah Boston practically riding on her back the entire way, somehow ripped down the offensive rebound in heavy traffic. This was Reese's moment. This was the exact kind of play she had been physically imposing herself to create all night long. All she needed to do was finish it clean.
5 seconds. Howard launches. Missed it badly. Reese the putback. Won't go. Hillman. No. And
She could not finish it. With Boston draped all over her and barely any space to work with, Reese put up a putback attempt that did not even reach the front rim, clanking off short with 3 seconds left on the clock. The ball bounced free again, and Naz Hillman scrambled desperately to try to save the possession with a follow-up layup attempt of her own, only for Boston to reach back and swat that one away too. 2 chances, right at the rim, with a golden opportunity to send Indiana home with a loss, and Atlanta could not convert either one of them. All that physical effort Reese put into shoving her way to good positioning, and when it actually mattered, when the game was sitting right there for the taking with the clock about to hit 0, she could not finish the play in front of her.
Did y'all see that game? That was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh, and it couldn't have happened to a nicer individual. Angel Reese, probably the most despised person in the history of all sports, couldn't get a layup in. She tried the first time, couldn't get it. She tried the second time, couldn't get it. Even her teammates was like, come on, man. The third time at that point, the Indiana Fever just backed off. Just like, nah, come on, girl. I mean, we feel bad. Go ahead. She's like, I'm Jordan. No, I'm not. Meanwhile, motherfreaking Kate Clark was laughing at her. She was like, the camera caught it. They even had to do a double take. She did the moonwalk. She was like, beat it.
This is the part of the night that really went viral across every platform. As Reese stood under the basket in visible disbelief, surrounded by teammates trying to console her after the missed chance, the broadcast cut to Clark walking back toward the Fever bench. She was smiling. Not a small polite grin either, an actual laugh, clearly amused by the sequence that had just unfolded in front of her eyes. Maybe it was relief after a stretch of tense physical basketball. Now here is where things could have gone completely sideways for Indiana, because the game was far from over at that point. Regulation ended tied, and this thing went to overtime, with both teams clearly running on fumes and playing almost entirely on emotion and adrenaline at that stage of the night.
throws here for Ryan Howard is going to resuscitate this game for Atlanta, but Indiana will immediately challenge it. Let's see.
Seconds left in overtime, and Indiana clinging to a slim lead, officials called a foul on Clark that sent Ryan Howard to the free throw line for 3 attempts. Indiana immediately challenged the call, and even the broadcast crew calling the game said out loud on air that they expected it to get overturned once officials looked at the replay. It looked soft. It looked like exactly the kind of call that gets reversed 9 times out of 10 in a moment like that. Instead, officials went back to the monitor, reviewed it, and upheld the foul anyway, and Howard calmly stepped up and made all 3 free throws without missing, cutting what had been a comfortable Fever lead down to just 2 points in the blink of an eye. For a moment, it genuinely looked like the referees were about to hand Atlanta a path right back into a game they had no business still being competitive in after blowing 2 point-blank chances to win it outright in regulation just minutes earlier.
Baby! Yeah, I told y'all Caitlin Clark was going to put on a show versus Angel Reese and show why she's the real MVP, not no me bounds, falling everywhere, missing layups everywhere. Angel Reese, your palms were sweaty, knees weak, arms was heavy, was vomit on your jersey already. Mom's spaghetti, you're nervous. You look like pure.
Had no choice but to foul immediately to stop the clock and try to extend the game, and that foul landed right on Clark. She stepped to the line with 9.8 seconds remaining and knocked down both free throws without the slightest hesitation, pushing the lead back out to 4 points at 95-91. Atlanta got one more possession to try something desperate down the floor, and then in overtime, officials upheld a shaky, questionable foul call on Clark that briefly cracked the door back open for the Dream to steal the whole thing. Every single break that could have gone against Indiana did go against Indiana at some point during that stretch, and Clark and the Fever still found a way to close it out when it mattered most. That is the part that should really stick with people watching this rivalry continue to unfold week after week. It is not just that Clark outplayed Reese on the stat sheet, 26 points and 9 assists compared to Reese's rough shooting night. It is that Indiana had to survive a hostile whistle, a hard and questionable foul, and a legitimate second chance for Atlanta to steal the win late, and they still walked out of that building with the result they came for.
Open layup on a fast break is by far one of the most embarrassing things you can do in the sport of basketball. Whether you're in elementary school, middle school, high school, college, professional, WNBA, NBA, it doesn't matter. It's just a terrible look regardless. And then missing a game-winning layup as a big, I'm sorry, you just can't defend some of these things. And I always have Angel Reese's back, but we gotta do better. Yeah, she finished the game with 15 points, 14 boards, and 6 assists. That's an amazing game. But then you look at her splits, she shot 31% from the field. She shot 5 for 16 from the field. As
a bigger picture sitting underneath all of this drama that fans should not overlook. Both of these teams are locked in a genuine playoff push, and every one of these head-to-head matchups carries real weight beyond just the rivalry storylines. Atlanta came into this game trying to close the gap in the standings, and a win here would have meant something tangible for their positioning down the stretch. Instead, they walked away having blown a golden late-game opportunity, and Indiana extended a stretch where they have now won a large majority of their recent games. When you add in the physical toll these two teams keep putting on each other every time they meet, you start to understand why this particular game felt like it carried more weight than a typical midseason match.
It airballs it right into Angel Reese's lap. And you know what everybody said? Collectively, ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking... Bricked it. Point blank, with a chance to win the game, bricks it. This is something we see from Angel Reese every single game, Brick City. Earlier in the game, we saw Angel Reese matched up against Caitlin Clark on a screen. Caitlin Clark sees Angel Reese. Oh, this is easy. Step back. Hold up. Easy money.
This loss stings in a way that goes beyond just one bad shooting night on the stat sheet. She had the exact moment she wanted, an offensive rebound in a tied game with mere seconds left on the clock. The kind of play that gets remembered for years in a rivalry like this one. And instead of walking away as the player who delivered the physical edge and then finished the job with a game-winning bucket, she walked away as the player who shoved her way into position and then could not finish when the moment actually arrived. Clark, on the other hand, absorbed a shot to the neck without getting the benefit of a call. In a rivalry that has been defined by physicality and controversy at almost every single turn since these two entered the league, this was the night where all of that noise ended up mattering less than what actually happened at the rim in the game's final moments, and Reese came up short exactly when it counted the most.